This is our most recently completed garden. It's called El Fortin, the Fort. It's made from natural adobe, handmade bricks. It is plastered with also lime, hand ground and prepared lime plaster. The vigas are from the Sacramento Mountains. What it emulates is the type of fort that was so common in northern Mexico, particularly in the Chihuahuan Desert, where forts were not made out of massive walls of wood being very rare. They used adobe or rock, and they would make them round, usually like a little community center. If you had a small village, they would all get together and raise one of these buildings that would be usually 2 stories tall and have only one entrance, usually over a spring or some other water source. In the time of danger, they would ring the communal bell and all the residents would swarm into this area bringing what food and livestock they could. The livestock was held on the first level and the people went up on the second level. The people would then go to the second level and fight out of small windows, whoever their attackers were. When the threat went away, then they would disperse back into their homes. A lot of children in the Southwest think of forts as something John Wayne comes writing out of, made of pine timbers. This is more in tune with the heritage of the region. One of the plants that we feature here and use as a teaching specimen is the Caesalpinia gillisii, which most people know as desert bird of paradise. And it's been in common use here for probably 200 years, because I like to remind people that the early settlers here came out of Mexico and they loved flowers just like we do. And they brought certain plants that are now what we call naturalized. They're not native to the region. This plant actually originated in South America, but it was spread throughout Mexico and much of the Southwest by the early Hispanic settlers because it's so easily grown from seed. Another good example of this is the Mexican Palo Verde, which is very common in El Paso. The Chihuahuan Desert is biologically the most diverse desert in North America, both in plants and in animals. There are over 4,000 species of plants in the Chihuahuan Desert that we know of, and much of it is unexplored. One of the things that adds to the great diversity of the Chihuahuan Desert is that it's not flat desert land like most people stereotype deserts as. It has a number, well, just in the U.S. portion of the Chihuahuan Desert, there's over 90 summits in excess of a mile high. That's mountain ranges, and as you go up in altitude, you create new environments for different types of plants than you find down on the lowlands on the creosote flats. For example, one of the wonderful trees that we feature here is the Chisos red oak, found in the Chisos Basin of Big Bend. There's the weeping juniper again. Because of the change in altitude, we get great diversity in our flora in the Chihuahuan Desert. So these are the upland gardens.